Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Sheridan.
And together we're Sippin' on Spice podcast.
And we treat this like a girls' night. And once a week, Jordan and I get together where we talk about a book that we've recently read. And now it is called Sippin' on Spice. So grab a beverage while you listen to this review.
Because we're going to go through the entire book. We're going to give it a star rating on a scale of 1 to 5, depending on how good we thought the book was, as well as a penny scale, also on a scale of 1 to 5. But we use this instead of a spice scale because if you can picture a penne pasta, you can get there on your own.
Yes, and this week we're going to be reviewing The Butcher and the Blackbird by Brynne Weaver.
Yes, this one I am so excited to talk to you about. This is a really hard one not to text you about because if you're new, we are best friends. We've been best friends for like 16 years, but we do not talk about these. We do everything in our power to take notes and not speak about them until we're with you to give you the most organic, realistic response because we're not here to be technical by any means. We're here to talk about how we felt the book was. We're here to talk about the things that nobody talked about, and just sit around, have a drink. We're not getting into any details too crazy.
No, we're not. We keep it light. We keep it fun. But I am so ready to go over thoughts. I wrote down so many notes. I don't even know where to start. Do you have a point you want to start with? Because there's so much to get into.
So the first point I think I want to call out for the second time in a row, this podcast has got me where I had to read this on a plane.
This would be an interesting one on the plane.
Also, mind you, I typically go into these and I'm a big believer in just like knowing very high level details, not anything else about it. So like I did not read the description. There was a point where you texted me before we read it and you said, there is accidental in it. I don't know if I'm down for that. And I was like, I had no idea. I was just like, it'll be fine. Probably.
Okay, yes, that is actually my first point. So thank you. The starting trigger warnings, I was like, what are we getting ourselves into? Like how they played out, I was like, oh dang, okay.
I lived in fear of the accidental. I don't want to get into yet because it's towards the end. I have so much to say on it, but I do want to start at like the beginning. Maybe we kick this off with a summary. Do you feel confident? Do you need me to?
Yes. Okay, so I'll do the summary. So it's a contemporary romance, I would say, but contemporary, probably dark romance because there's some darker stuff.
That was a hard one. Yeah, this was a hard one because it wasn't like a traditional dark romance where you feel like the trigger warnings are like bullying or like I guess a little, but not very. Like the trigger warnings actually felt like almost like comedy, gore based.
Yes, I agree. So I guess it's dark romance because the subject material matter, but it wasn't too heavy, if you can believe it. There are two serial killers.
I can't believe there's national cannibalism, and it's a nice light read.
It actually was like a easy breezy, beautiful, quick read. But so there's two serial, but they're like Dexter serials where they serial, and then they have this annual game where they're competing with one another who is going to kiss Mark or this other serial that they're going after, and they compete. Male lead falls in love almost ASAP. He has it down bad. He's obsessed. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the book. If you
absolutely
loved it.
Rowan, what's up?
I know. I cannot wait till we get into some things later because I need to hear your thoughts. But before we get there, so they're competing to kick that they're going after. They continue to cross paths doing this on an annual basis for like 3 to 4 years before their romance develops. Like it's a long time.
Literally shocking.
Yeah. I was reading the book and I was like, oh my God, wait, we just had another year jump in the future? Like another one? And another
time jump. Yes. Oh my God, DJ Khaled of time jumps. Another one.
But basically, and then of course they eventually do fall in love. A big part of the plot is that she happens to get injured when they're kind of doing this competition game. He takes on a lot of guilt. And we know that they end up together. And I would say overall, even though they are going after serial, never really got that dark. There are some moments I definitely want to talk about. And I would also say a big part of the plot as a synopsis is they both struggle with emotional intimacy because they both come from some pretty tragic backstories and they people in their spare time. So that does make you kind of hard to date for the average person. So,
and for fun, like she talks about it being a need and like he talks about it almost being a need. So like, this is not just like, vigilante. This is like, I mean, it is, but it's also like a genuine like desire that they're satiating. How do you actually say that word?
Satiating.
See, this is the sad thing about being like a big reader, but not like a big audiobook person, is like I'd be out here saying words wrong all the time.
I don't think so. I think you say words right, and I think you get the gist. But you are right. Like when you're reading, you do just kind of like, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That's how I'm going to say that.
Like epitome.
Oh,
epitome.
Epitome.
You look like a real fool if you say epitome.
Epitome, one thing.
Yes,
out of here. Okay. What shocking moment would you like to start on? I just want you to go because I have some strong feelings.
I want to start light. I actually want to say the comedy in this was amazing. For such a what one would say would be a heavy subject, it really wasn't. It felt like satire almost.
Yes.
But like not in a goofy way. It felt like the comedy in this is just so good. Like I was behind the banter. I was behind the thoughts. Like I was behind the comedy in this so much.
Oh, totally. No, I totally agree. And I was just like, I loved them from the beginning. Their dynamic. The female lead's name is Sloane. And then the male lead, as we said, was Rowan. And I was like, their dynamic I thought was hilarious. I loved the back and forth. I was obsessed with Rowan from the beginning. Like
my second bullet point is Rowan isn't just like the like eye emoji, because like I loved him. I loved him instantly. I loved him throughout the whole book. Like he was such a good male lead. And I was like, right away though, I was like pining this as Sheridan.
Yes, because thank you. I wrote that down. He pines so hardcore. He has it so bad. Like immediately he's like, oh my God, who is this beautiful woman? He just is distracted by
Giddy about
it. Yes. Oh my gosh. And when he says later in the book, because he is pining so hard, and he's like, nobody compares to Sloane. I was like, Sloane.
You a historical cover swooned?
Basically just passed out. Like, oh my gosh. Some of the things I'll have to look at all my notes of what he wrote down, but that one I specifically remember is like she gets, I guess you'd say like a little jealous because he's a chef, he owns a restaurant. There's women working in the restaurants. She gets like a little jealous, maybe. And
she more gets jealous like when she first is getting introduced because she's so awkward and she sees other people and she sees him as so attractive and outgoing, and like I think she more just sees like that kind of traditional like she would be such a better fit for him kind of like that's kind of how I took it, that kind of jealousy.
Okay, I could see that. And then I love how he just squashes that because he picks up on it and he's like, nobody compares to Sloane. And it was just like, it was so perfect. I absolutely loved it. How would you describe Sloane as a female character?
Okay, this is interesting. What I really liked about her that I thought this author did so well is they towed the line between being self-conscious, like in a crowd with other people, being socially awkward, versus still being very like sarcastic and like confident. Like they're like, if you really think about her interactions with Rowan and stuff, she really is like, how do I like, she's not scared of him. She's not doing like, I'm going to use this. She's not being Rue from Not in Love.
True.
There is a difference between a not confident female lead who is also socially awkward versus someone who struggles and doesn't love social situations, but has confidence and fire behind her.
Yes.
I really liked her. I thought she played that balance so well in such a way that it never felt pitying, but also never felt like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think what you said there was perfect. You never pity her. She also has a very tragic backstory. But it's never presented as this way of woe is me, you pity her, but she's also very confident, but she's not overly confident. She's not conceited. She's just confident in her abilities. She's passionate about her work outside of, I guess you'd call this like quote unquote passion project of hunting serial killers.
The old murder passion project.
Exactly. But
her 2 truths and a lie are real sketchy.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so I didn't want to talk about something else, but let's right there. Her being called Blackbird for multiple reasons, but one of them being she likes to poke people's eyes out.
Oh my God, that did not click. I always thought they called her Blackbird because she wanted to, like, she was skittish.
Well, that's one of them. And the song, there's multiple, but then also her calling card for killing serial killers is she takes their eyes out like a bird.
I could not understand that. There was a couple pieces like that, and then the web that took her explaining for me to be like, what are you talking about? I would have never got that. I would have literally never got that.
That really disturbs me. That really did. I loved this book, and we can talk more about ratings, but some of the moments really stuck with me as a
I have so
okay. Okay.
Oh, go
ahead. No, I was gonna say before we get into disturbing moments that stuck with us, should we describe Rowan as a male lead? We've talked about his pining and his absolute love for her, but I would say golden retriever energy, even though he's a serial killer.
Yes, golden retriever serial killer energy, like Travis Kelce. Oh my God. Actually, never mind. I don't want to get into some PR nightmare somewhere. I can say that. Not Travis Kelce.
We are not saying anything.
I need to kick off with Rowan. This is what I meant when I said the authors tell you that somebody is they tell you that he's Irish.
Yes.
But he only every now and then he's like,
yes.
I never could picture him with an Irish, but they're like from Ireland, like early on. So like, what did you hear when you read Sheridan? Because I heard basic white guy.
I heard like Boston. So I would just hear like more like Pakika and Feckit, like stuff like that. Like I went very.
Is that Irish?
No, it's not. It's like a Boston accent, but he's from Boston. So every time he was reading it, I can't think of an Irish accent in my head. If you think of an Irish accent, can you hear it? Like, can you?
I can't think of a singular Irish person right now. No.
Exactly. Like, think of one that's other than like the Lucky Charms, which is not a real Irish accent.
The chick from Bridgerton was. She's Irish.
What? Yeah, she is, but she never. She does when she is the publisher. She goes to the publisher in the middle of the night, and she has for her fakes her Irish accent because she's Penelope Bridgerton, who's English. But you're right. She does happen at that point. But I cannot think, even in this time, at this moment, my mind is blanking. I can't think of an Irish accent.
I can think of a couple wrestlers, I guess. Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad too. Becky Lynch. I'm sure she's Irish. Becky.
Couldn't know. So how did you hear this then? You heard it as just American accent.
Basic AF. And then every now and then they'd be like, idiot. And I'd be like.
That almost sounds like a Boston accent, which you just did.
I have no idea. I just said it so fast that I hoped that it couldn't be caught by the human ear.
Did you read it in a Cockney accent?
No, because he's not British.
True. Surprisingly, golden retriever, sweet pining, just totally down, male.
Obsessed with her right away. I don't feel like giddy obsessed with her. It was precious.
It was so precious. Okay, so I wrote down multiple times when I was reviewing my notes. I did this genuinely. I didn't even do this on purpose. I wrote down 4 times, I feel a little squeamish. Not on purpose, just 4 times separately when I reviewed my
It
notes.
became a drinking game at one point. Drink every time you feel squeamish.
Yes, because all the eye plucking out, the skin situation.
Dude. The can.
Okay,
I put, all in all, I'm pleasantly surprised and a little disturbed. There are some moments that will live rent-free with me now. Forever.
Oh my God.
I cannot tell you how many times I will think about ice cream.
Oh my God. I know. I wrote that down too. That was one of the trigger warnings I went back to when I reread the ice cream.
Steam ice cream?
Because it's salty. Who wants to
Stop. I could throw up right now.
I know.
I'm
I have
telling
questions.
you, there was a point where I was reading, and I was reading in bed. My husband was watching TV next to me, right? I'm reading in bed. And I get to the point where the guy is eating his skin off of him.
Oh my God.
And I like literally went, huh, put down the book and like just like threw my hands. And I was like, huh. And my husband looks at me and was like, what's going on? And I was like, he just ate a little bit of them.
I know.
And my husband has no context. He was just like,
Like, Jordan, what are you reading?
all right, well, I'm gonna press play.
I'm gonna go. Oh my God! And when the bad guy says it's like rare, it's the rare. Is it because I again wrote down I am so squeamish. Like I feel squeamish. Like this is hard.
Knowing what we know about David now,
I know
him drooling this ice cream off of him.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I blocked that part out. Okay. Oh my God. And then also to bring back this, like, was he legitimately lobotomized or did he just say
No,
that?
he was pretending.
Okay.
So at the end, like when he goes to off both of them, technically.
Yeah.
What he tells Rowan is he says that he liked doing it. He knew one of them were coming for him. I think he thought it was going to be her, the Orb Weaver is who he was obsessed with, which good for her, honestly. 2 famous serial killers, even him, like everybody's obsessed with her. They're like, fuck his eyeballs out, girl. Anyways, not the point.
God.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But he says that he decided to team up with the other guy that they killed, whose house they took him from. I can't remember his name.
It's like Thorsten,
something. You're right.
Yeah.
Because he knew like he could team up with him. So I think he was pretending.
I see.
When they showed up because he knew.
I see. Yeah, no, I think that makes sense that he could have been pretending because I was like, wait, are you now coming back for revenge to do this, but you were lobotomized? Like I was just like so confused by that point. But I was like, oh, good. Honestly, I do feel often when we read these books, sometimes you can see the quote unquote twist coming. You can see the villain coming. You can see plot devices coming. I genuinely believed he was lobotomized, and I genuinely
did too.
I did not see this coming, which I was excited for that I didn't see coming.
I was too. I will say, like the second he walks in and he sees him sitting there by himself, I was like, God damn it!
You're like, yeah, it's gonna
not
be
as slow as we thought he was.
Exactly. Also, it's like double kind of salt in the wound, not to be like salty ice cream, but salt. I know. Oh my God, I know. Because she was like, "Hey, no, you need to give him a job." Like she felt bad for David after they thought was this servant or master servant situation or whatever, and then this happens.
I did spend some time thinking about this because at first I was like, "Is this like?" Such a no good deed goes unpunished moment. But that is thinking if they had just left, he knew who they were. Like if they just left him, he knew who they were now.
True. So he could have still gone after them, no matter what.
Yeah, because because Rowan's solution was just leave him. So if that would have happened, he could have just, like, legit come out of nowhere.
True. Very true.
So I thought maybe a little bit of a favor.
True. She was like, okay, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Keep your enemies closer that are going to come after you after they, with the ice cream. With the ice cream.
And they kept bringing it up. That was the other thing. There wasn't just a scene cream moment. They kept repeating it.
There were multiple scene cream moments. There were multiple squeamish moments. Okay, we got to talk about how everything is going along in their love story. She falls second. He falls first and hard. She takes a long time to open up. The majority of the book is him trying to win her over. It's very cute. There's a lot of angst. Loved it. When we get to the part where he has to lie to her for, I guess, her own good or to save her, how did you feel about that? How did you feel? It's basically the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter of the book.
I really struggled with this. So at first, I felt the fury. And then second, when he started saying the specific dates, I was like, hang tight. He's giving us a window here.
Yeah.
And then when she figures it out, I literally stopped and sat for a second at that moment. And my note says, that breakup was rough. Was it one too far?
I agree with you.
I can't decide.
It's hard. I agree with you. Because I was like, okay, at first I was like, oh my God, I'm actually kind of pissed because he's been fighting for her this whole book. He fell first hard. All these things. She doesn't want it. Exactly. This is worse than a third act breakup because this is like a third act. I'm just going to beat you up emotionally. I'm just going to say every mean thing about you.
Mean shit.
Exactly. So then I was like, okay, he wanted her to leave. He doesn't want her to get murdered. I see by this David man. I see where they're going. But did he need to say all those things?
That's exactly what I put too. That's exactly what I meant by is it went too far because some of the things he said, but then it's like, would she have left unless he said those mean of things? Because she did actually try to stay.
True.
Oh my God. That moment from her perspective, absolutely devastating for me.
Oh,
I may not emotionally recover from that.
There are many moments I may not emotionally recover from in this book, but that is one too. I was like legitimately sad. I was like, wait, what? Like, back up. Because he chose to say the most specifically mean things. Like I wrote down as a note, like I was like, when she says, why am I not lovable? I like almost threw my book. I was like, oh my God.
The tears in her eyes. Just tell me why I'm not. And he gave her an answer.
Heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. I know he had to give her an answer because the dude was hiding there and this whole thing that he's done. But I'm like, you couldn't have just said, it's not that you're unlovable. Anything.
Calls her a monster.
I know. And okay, we know we're real life women. We're real women.
I'm not real.
We're not in a book.
I'm too deep, baby.
Exactly. We're not in a book. You're gonna tell me 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're not pulling your psychotic monster out in a fight.
No. Oh my God.
Like you're holding on to that.
Because even if you recover, that lives rent free in your head. So like at some point in time, you're going to be like, is it because I'm unlovable?
Exactly. Is it because I'm a monster? Is that why? That was hard.
So while we're shitting on Rowan.
Yes. After we said how much we loved him as a puppy dog. Yes.
I have good things to say about him after this. Okay. I'm gonna love sandwich it. Okay. I'm gonna give you happy, sad. What's it? A compliment sandwich. I'm going to give you a compliment sandwich for Rowan right now.
I'm ready.
We're in the shill, though. In all capitals, I wrote, Rowan, are you kidding me, my dude? You knew it. It was your window. And oh my damn, dude. When she tries to make a move, yes, he realizes it when he's opening that second restaurant. He realizes it. He knows.
He be knowing.
knows. He still walks away, and they don't talk for months. Months
Go by with nothing. And supposedly he's been in love, which we believe he's been in love this whole time.
He's been pining. His only concern was rushing her. Okay.
Yes.
She makes the leap. And he's always scared about her fleeing. Not scared about her fleeing when you just straight up ignore her emotions and she says that she thinks she got it wrong.
Exactly. And he's like, okay, let's just drop this and not bring this back up.
That moment is not like, that is the one moment more than the third act breakup that I was like, Rowan, my man.
We need to have a talk. We need to have a one-to-one.
Rowan, my brother, what happened? You tell me what happened because the math isn't mathing.
Right. And I was like, come on, Rowan. We all see this. We know you know. You know, we know you know.
I know that you know that I know that this is
exactly. And she's so crestfallen. Like, she's so hurt.
Like, nervous, skittish.
All the things.
Okay, here's your sandwich.
Okay. All right.
Okay. This is, I'm going to think about this line forever. Okay. You'll love me someday.
Yes, I wrote this down too.
But I hate you. You'll love me someday.
I know. That was really
because from the beginning, he means it that way.
He does.
He doesn't mean as a friend.
No, he doesn't. And I wrote that down too as a note that like, oh, you'll love me someday. I was like, oh my God, I love this. That was really, really sweet. It's very romantic, extremely romantic.
And when she hits him with that moment where she goes, and like, I startled, today is that day.
I know.
My heart and the fuzzies moment. Yeah. Shocking. How quick I could flip flop.
How much I can flip flop. That's actually something really unique about this book that I absolutely loved. Again, very heavy subject material, some very disturbing moments that will stay with me again forever, and I'll never let them go. But at the same time, overall, I felt like the romance, other than some stuff he does, very wholesome.
Yes. Oh
my God. Very.
Like everything about it. She moves right for him.
Yes. That's also what really pissed me off in his speech to protect her or save her from the dude, is that she's like, okay, go home. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, no, back to Raleigh. And I was like, oh my God, again, my brother, she went through this mental hoops to move in with you.
She went to work remote. You have to think too. So he's now opening a second restaurant. They talked about how busy that is. Mm-hmm. How do you have time to murder?
Very true. Or stay on top of the skills. Yeah.
That's a lot of unaliving you have to do in cohesion with two businesses. Plus being a chef.
Yes, that's a lot, and having a relationship. That's too much. That's a lot.
Honestly. This is the hobby. He doesn't paint. He works.
Yeah. That's very true. And I love that he's called the butcher, like for the murder aspect, but also the chef aspect.
Right? Like, how funny is it that he literally called a restaurant after their names and nobody's like, I kept thinking the catalyst was not going to be David. I kept thinking the catalyst was going to be the police. Because I was like, they're like walking around hotel rooms like, hey, Rowan. Hey, Rowan Kane. Hey, Sloan. I can't remember her last name. Like, Butcher Black. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like being like, they're being like,
right. They're being very loud.
Remember that guy we killed over here? They're screaming it.
I did think that too. I was like, are they never going to where is this book going to end? Are they just going to like stop? Do they continue this? Do they?
Oh, they're still out there killing people. For sure. They have to be out there killing people.
Oh, I guess. Which I guess is like, are you going to get away with that forever?
They do it together, remember? In the epilogue. They're like, instead of competing, they're working together.
True. I did think of you in the epilogue. I did.
No blog here.
Yeah.
Brynne Weaver understands how to wrap up a story for me.
Right.
Thank you for that, Brynne.
Thank you. We got to see, and we got a sneak peek for the next book.
Which, by the way, I cannot wait to read. Is that weird? I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm. No, unless they bring back the ice cream.
Because by Leather and Lark, it's already out. It just came out.
Ooh.
You already know who it's about. I know who it's about.
Yes, because it's going to be the brother and Lark, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew by the time, because this book had come out by the time we started reading it, or at least the name had come out, that I knew when we met Lachlan, I was like, oof, Leather is his choice. This is Lark's man.
Oh, true. I'm excited.
I low-key like that, though. Like, as long as there's no spoilers, I like knowing who the next books are about, because I'm always in the background, like, just, like, creeping.
Yes,
I'm like,
what pieces can you know beforehand?
Yes. I'm like, got you. Got you. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
That nugget's going to be here. I'm going to remember I felt that way with, by the time we got to King of Greed. Anna Huang's story.
Yes.
Because you pick up little nuggets along the way, and I was like, I know where we're headed.
I know.
I know where we would be headed.
Just makes it that much more satisfying to watch them fall in love.
I love that. Make me excited for the next person. Sell it to me while you're selling this book to me, because I went out and purchased this book already.
Exactly. No, I'm excited. I would totally read that book too. I kind of thought, well, Rose is with Fionn, right? The other brother. Can we talk about? Is he not? Is it? Or I don't like. Who was Rose?
Rose was some old circus person that was there. I don't remember the whole spiel.
It wasn't old.
No, old circus person, as in like she used to work at this. Not she is old.
Okay.
They make a comment like, "Don't blow it with her. Give her a chance," sort of thing. Like they make comments like that, almost like they're assessing tension.
Yes. So I think they may be a future book.
Yeah, maybe. It's going to be book 3 because this is a trilogy. So it's going to be all the brothers.
Okay, then that makes sense. Can we also talk about how much I love the name Fionn? I don't know why, but I thought
it was Fionn.
Is it? I'll have to look it up. I don't like Fionn as much. I want it to be Fionn.
When you say Fionn, I think of Fiona and I think of others.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I can see that. I actually think, did you ever see that movie Leap Year? Where she goes to Ireland and she proposes and she is from Boston?
Yes, I totally forgot about that.
Someone in that movie is named Fionn. Yes.
It's been a while. That sounds like a movie I watched on a plane when I was younger.
another
you know what I mean? Like one that you see is free and you're just like, fuck it.
I'll watch it.
I've got 3 hours.
Go back and watch it as an adult. It's cute.
Yes, but I'm really excited for his book. I'm really excited to learn more about Lark because I think it's obvious too that Lark moves to Raleigh for her.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I think so. And they met when they were in school or younger? I don't know.
That part I don't remember.
Okay, because that's kind of part of her like villain origin story or her serial.
Oh yeah, they meet in school. You're right. They meet in school because they never tell us what happened.
No, we're just left to assume the worst.
What do you assume? I actually want to talk about this.
I assume something of some form of abuse.
Okay, that's what I thought too. But I took it as like forced, like you have to do this to get this grade.
Yes,
and he was doing it to a lot of people.
That's what I got as well. Not just her or Lark, but other girls too. But that's what I got too. That's the creeper vibes I got from him.
Okay, because that's what I was like. They talk about it so
briefly. They just kind of move through it, but they say it, and they say that that's a part of why. She does what she does, but
she couldn't sacrifice her. That was what was hard for me. Couldn't sacrifice her. I didn't know what that meant.
Me either. That's why I was like, sacrifice her. Like maybe she went out and found the girls for him, and so she wasn't.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. All of it was bad. Whatever it was.
Yeah, I was just interested because I feel like I said that and like the web until she finally explains it later on. I was like, what do you mean you're making webs?
You out here being a spider?
Also, when they explain the web, little fleshy bits.
I know. Oh.
On fishing string.
That was another disturbing moment I just wanted to move past. And when they talk about the person with the chainsaw, and I was just like, I can't.
There's one note I write at the beginning. And it says, I now understand accidental kills.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like, well, there it is.
That is what it is. Can I talk to you about an article I read on Facebook? You know, the source of truth. The source of truth. This woman in some state, she worked at a morgue and she wanted to win in the spaghetti and meatballs pasta competition on her block or something. Again, Facebook. Is this true? Is this not true? But I read it before I read this book. So it's like, WTF.
I'm worried about where this is going.
She's testicles from the morgue. And her
meatballs?
And she ground them up. She made them, in the mince meat situation and submitted it for her spaghetti sauce competition.
Hang on. Hang tight. Let's break this down.
Yeah.
Is she poor?
I did not read it that far.
Why would you need ball meat? Second of all, if you want to win a competition, why was she like ball meat?
Yeah.
Obviously. What about the ball meat?
You know what? There's a lot of questions in this. How did she know what they would taste like to add them into the meat sauce and the meatballs? How did she know?
What are you following on Facebook?
Honestly, no idea. It was like a news that I was like, oh, that is also accidental. The entire spaghetti sauce panel of judges are accidental cannibals.
No.
Can you imagine? This makes
her
me
talking about scraping it off of his tongue. I'm telling you, I'm going to throw up on this podcast. You're going to have to edit out me throwing up.
There's a lot of moments I just needed to move past mentally. But again, I don't know that I can.
That I still think about. I've let the book go. And I still, every now and then, just like, ice cream.
I don't know that I can eat ice cream now. I think I will think of this when I go to eat ice cream.
Especially vanilla. Maybe not
Especially
chocolate.
Vanilla.
Okay.
No,
all right. I need a moment to recover from this. It's getting me away.
All right.
Okay. Okay. I did have this note of lesser grossness. They're talking about at one point in time what they consider to be the worst vegetable. Do you recall this moment?
Yes.
And he says celery. I don't know why. This is after the book, okay? I was cooking later after the book. And I thought, I call bullshit. And here's why.
Okay.
If you're actually a chef, like especially if you cook Italian food, a lot of Italian food, and I'm going to butcher this, I'm not even going to try to say what it is, but there's like a base of like bolognese and other things, and it's literally super finely chopped celery, carrots, and garlic, and it's the base of a lot of crap.
Yes.
You can't be out here telling me celery is the most. No. You're telling me snap peas are better? You're telling what?
Yeah.
No. That's not a chef's answer. That's my critique of the book. That is not a chef's answer.
She did not do enough research on chefs, especially Italian chefs, to know that they would eat a lot of celery. Celery is also good. I like celery.
I was like, honestly, no chef would say that ever, because celery is the base of a lot of like really good, and you don't even know. You don't know. You're out here eating up celery like a Pac-Man, and you don't even know.
You're an accidental celery eater. You don't even know. Trigger warning.
You don't need ants on a log to be having celery. You're out here nomming it up without any idea.
So true. That's actually really, really funny. I'm pretty sure it's called sofrito, but now I need to look it up because I could be butchering it. I could be wrong.
Are you talking about the mix?
Yeah, like the onion, carrot, and celery.
Okay, so I actually think it sounds kind of like the word poop, and I can't remember how because my dad taught it to me, and I remember making fun of it.
That's so funny.
I was like, so poo-poo. That's not real. But you know what I mean? It was something like that. I was able to take pieces out of the word and repurpose it as poo-poo.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna have to have some answers, but
yes, that's
all in
hilarious.
all, no chef would say celery.
No, they
I'm
wouldn't.
not convinced.
Next time I make bolognese, I'm gonna think of so poo poo.
What? I'm gonna have to know what it's really called now. I want to say
I
it's
really
with an
wanna
S.
know
It's like
too.
so
I'm so sure it's so Frito, but I could be wrong.
poo poo. I'm gonna die on this hill.
Oh, okay. So I'm close, but I'm not. So Frito is a blend of garlic, onions, peppers, and cilantro. But yeah, that's not.
What is garlic, celery, onion? Finely chopped. It's like you put it in like a
mixer,
like
a
one step.
like a
Yeah.
It says sofrito. How to make sofrito? Not to.
Try
there's two words. There's two words. Not to be confused with sofrito. Sofrito.
Sofrito?
Sofrito is something else. Sofrito, like Frito chips.
Damn, I'm gonna text my father. I need the answers.
Okay. Is a gently fried mix of onion, celery, carrot, and aromatics. Which I'm assuming is spicy.
Add Italian. Add the word Italian.
Yeah, it says sofrito. I wish I could share my screen. To tell you, oh my god!
Turn into a Teams call real quick.
Call a friend. Phone a friend.
You on mute?
Please ask your dad. I want to see if he'll respond in the time that we're recording. We need to know. Inquiring minds need to know.
Father, let's rate it. Unless you have other comments. Do you have other comments you want to dive into before we rate?
Now let's move on to ratings.
Star rating. Go. Give it to me.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I was on like 4.5 track because I was loving it. I was trying to move past all the disturbing moments. So 4.5. But then he went too far in his breakup to keep her safe that it lowers it to like a 3.5 for me.
3.5?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was mad. I was mad about it.
Okay.
No. 3.75. I still really liked it.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 4. And really, like I said, I forgave him. I questioned how far was too far. And it was like it was literally a question mark where I was like, sell it to me. Talk me out of it.
He does grovel a little. Like he does say like, oh, I do have one quick comment before we move into the spice rating. When she's giving it back to him, when she's talking to David to like trick David into seducing him to kill David, and she gives it back to him just as harsh, I was like.
And she does not forgive him.
No.
Like she says like that, she does, but she says like I'm upset right now, I need some time.
Yes.
So like I said, I really appreciated, and she learned it right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I didn't demerit him for that.
Okay.
Or Brynne Weaver.
No, I don't.
Even them both. I honestly only took off a star because like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would have called this almost a 5-star read. It's the icks that
it's the disturbing moments.
You have to have the balls of steel to make it through.
You do.
And the continual. Oh! I got my answer.
I'm ready.
It's a mirepoix. Mirepoix is how you pronounce it.
That does sound.
So I used to call it the mirepoix. I would say, how do I make the mirepoix?
That is hilarious. Mirepoix.
Oh, I feel so much better. Okay. I can close that chapter too.
Okay. Yes. Google is disagreeing with your dad.
Google mirepoix.
Okay, let me do it. Hearing how do I smell?
It's mirepoix, all one word.
Oh, so we French in here. Oh my God, the top search result, mirepoix versus sofrito. Mirepoix is a French flavor base of diced vegetables that include onion, celery, and carrots. Slowly cooked in fat to create.
Oh, it's the onion. I messed it up.
No, that's
it. So it's onion, not garlic.
Yes.
That's where I messed up.
No, but you're
it's
right.
mirepoix.
It's mirepoix. It's mirepoix.
All of this to prove my point that you can change that word to mirapoo if it ever organically comes up in your personal life. You now have that nugget.
You can say that, but no, you were right. You were right.
Or you meet a chef. Oh, so you don't like a mirepoix?
You could knock their socks
fool.
off with your knowledge.
You fool.
Exactly. You noob. You noob. Tenderfoot.
Honestly, that's why it lost the star. It's because he doesn't like a mirepoix.
He's lying about it.
Nothing to do with this even ice cream. 100% to do with his inability to digest a mirepoix.
Oh, no. Oh, he needs to go back to culinary school for that.
What are you cooking with if you hate celery? Come on, put some respect on its name.
Also, celery is kind of like flavorless, so it's like, why do you hate celery so much?
It's literally water.
Oh,
You hate water? Rowan?
okay. Can I tell you a story that's actually hilarious?
Please do.
Hilarious.
No, I don't like funny stories. Actually, I hate laughter.
Yeah, I don't know how hilarious it is because it made me messed up. Like, it made me like really, but like I found it hilarious. So maybe let's analyze me. I worked at a place a long, long time ago, and she was my boss, and she said she was deathly afraid of celery. Now, I don't mean to laugh at that. No.
Afraid.
Allergic. Not afraid. I guess she was afraid because she was allergic.
Celery, bitch.
She was so allergic, she said, to celery, but like everyone in the office didn't think she was telling the truth. Like they had like a company luncheon and then they had like coleslaw and she was eating the coleslaw and she like, stood up. Okay. This is only funny because she was okay and
Does
she
coleslaw have cereal in it?
Sorry. This one did. She was okay. This is only hysterical because, spoiler alert, she was not allergic to celery. She stood up and she was like, "Oh my god, does this have celery?" And she dumped it on her desk. And then this other woman that I worked with, was like, "Celery's water."
Bitch, you're fine.
Basically, oh my god, I'm literally crying. I'm remembering this interaction, but
did you laugh in person?
No, God, no. I was
You
so
just sat there and took it?
trying so hard not to laugh.
I would be under the desk. I would be like, I honestly have something to do outside.
And again, this is only funny because she's not allergic to celery and she was okay. And
Did she start welcoming celery into her life after this?
Yes. And she, like, it was like a running office joke that they would see her eat celery. But she was saying she was allergic to celery, but she was
So
like,
now,
celery.
after this, she's like, you know what? A whole new world has opened up. Tuna salad for lunch, okay? Egg salad for lunch. Guess what is for a snack?
Oh my God.
Celery and peanut butter, bitch.
Oh, again, not to make fun of anyone's allergies because food allergies are very serious, but we had seen her eating celery with no reaction multiple times. But then she started to say she was deathly allergic to celery, but she was eating the celery. And then she flipped out about the coleslaw and threw it on her desk. But like coleslaw.
I had no
like,
idea celery was in coleslaw.
Apparently it was like in certain type of coleslaw from like this luncheon place. They made fancy coleslaw.
Oh.
Like pub tavern
Chef?
coleslaw.
Isn't that chef?
They even put it in coleslaw. Oh my God.
So anyways, 4 stars because there was no celery. No, it was really only because of the cannibalism. It was very, very hard to live my life after Scram.
Yes, I completely agree. Mine, all of that, very hard to get past. And like I said, I'm going to take it down to 3.75 just because I was so upset with how far he went with his to save her speech.
Yeah.
It was a little personal.
It's hard to swallow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of like this ice cream.
Oh no. Oh,
she said it.
Questions because it's like, you got to know that's not normal ice cream. You got to know.
He liked it. That was his whole thing. He was the cannibal. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to think about it anymore.
Okay. Spice scale?
I'd say 4 penny. Well,
I'm going to give it a 3.5 because it was kind of a slow burn.
Yeah.
Because of all the time jumps and how long it takes, it is not vanilla sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. I will say that. It's not vanilla.
No.
But it is a slow burn.
True.
We do time hops. Years.
Very true. And you're not until like halfway of the book before anything even happens.
More than that. I think like almost 75%.
That's very true. But I just think, because again, I think we do this every episode. For me, it's the level of spice versus frequency. I don't know why. Unless it's every other page, then I'm like, yeah, super spicy. But for me, if certain things are done or certain things are said, I'm like, oh, okay, that's when you're.
No, I'll give this a 3.5. I'm confident.
Okay. I'm gonna
confident my noodles.
I like it. I'm gonna be 3.75 on both. I'm changing.
Okay. Are you ready? Do you have anything else to say before we move on to the game portion of the season?
Yes. No, I'm ready. I'm ready for the games.
Okay. Would you rather?
Oh no. Oh no. I think I know what's going.
Eat the ice cream or eat the dinner? What was it? It was like a meat sauce.
It was human steak.
Was it steak? I thought it was like a pasta sauce.
Oh, I don't know. I thought I read human steak and then I was traumatized.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, there's ground meat in that situation.
There is. Yes, ground
ice cream or ground meat sandwich.
This is going to sound so terrible. Like, this is going to sound so bad. But I'm taking the ground meat. I'm not doing ice cream. I'm sorry. Like, no. They cooked it. It wasn't raw. And it wasn't in the form of ice cream. And it's absolutely not of a rando. Absolutely not. They at least cook whatever of the human that they're doing, which is disgusting. But, yeah. I guess that is messed up. That is really scary. I'm assuming you're picking ice cream?
I'm going to pick the ice cream, dude. Oh, my God.
No,
I call it bad night.
Because, like, I can't do the ice cream. I can't. I'm sorry. And it's salty. I can't. No.
Wine and salt is an ingredient of ice cream.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they said. They use citrus. So it's like cookies have salt in it. All baking has, like, it's just a matter of how much.
I'm assuming this is a lot saltier.
No, they just use it as a substitute.
I don't know.
You'd have to compare the two sauces.
Ew, no. Well, now I feel weird about my selection. Now
Listen,
I feel
you like
weird
to eat
about
people,
it.
whatever. It's on you.
Okay, which were you? So you're picking ice cream.
I'm picking ice cream, hands down.
Oh, I don't know. I can't. I don't like white and creamy things anyways.
I
don't like anything. I don't like ranch. I don't like blue cheese.
You're so weird about sauces.
I know. I am. So you're going to put that in ice cream? No. You're going to put that sauce in ice cream? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I made you a special seasoning.
No. But I mean, obviously it would be traumatizing and absolutely disgusting to eat human as well.
Yeah, I could not live with that. I would throw up. I'd throw up like that.
I think I'd throw up like that with ice cream too.
I mean, I probably would too, but somehow
it's a little less. It is a little less messed up.
You're chewing versus.
Oh, ew!
Chewing.
So bad, so bad. I do feel kind of weird now that in my selection.
Okay,
I feel a little uncomfy.
Moving on from the fact that you like to eat people.
No. Ew.
This book changed Sheridan in a different way. Very
okay. I'm scared.
Cart Hill boot guy.
Oh.
Thorsten.
Oh.
David.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. Okay, the boot guy like really wait, was boot guy creeper emo watching her? Or no? First guy.
No, that was Thorsten. Boot guy was the guy who kicks her in the face and breaks her nose, who has like her cabin.
Okay, he's his physical violence. I mean, I'm sure they could all get physically violent, but he's being offed. Honestly, oh my God, then I'm left with the other two choices. Oh my God. I mean, my first thought is with David or David because...
Wait, Thorsten isn't the guy from the wall.
No.
Who is the guy from the wall?
I don't remember his name. He's just like they call him an emo guy that's wearing pink.
No,
right?
he's got a name.
But I can't remember what it is.
He's the It.
Yes. But it's like Henry something? Henry...
Maybe. Or Neil.
Maybe.
Anyway, stick with my original list.
Okay. I hate these choices. I'm putting a really impossible Sophie's choice here. So let's see. So I guess I would marry the old dude, Thorsten, because I envisioned him as older.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who owned the house, in hopes that he doesn't have long. And I don't have to deal with him much. And I guess I would have to have with the David guy. Because those are my options. So, and I think David is obviously younger, and maybe that helps me in that department. I have no idea. All of them are bad. All of them. But Bootman dying for physical violence.
Okay. I'm going to ask the Bootman in hopes that he has to have a good night. You know what I mean? Can't let everybody meet. Okay. You have needs too. He has to have needs.
Yeah.
Right. So I see this as a one night stand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Me and Carl Boot one night, I'm out.
Yes.
And he's satisfied with the transaction, obviously. I'm going to David because David has a long game in him.
True.
David is a long-term schemer.
True.
I'm going to marry Thorsten because I feel like he's already been killed. How hard can it be to do it again?
True. Those were my reasonings as well. He can't be long for this world or whatever. I can't. Bootman. But like, I see what you're saying. Hopefully, he had a good evening. He's in a good mood. It's like wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and we peace out.
Could they have let off a little steam after, you know?
Exactly. Okay. I can see your choices. I can see they make sense. I guess. Yeah, I can see that.
Now,
okay.
We're gonna go with Rowan, Lachlan, and Theon now. I'm gonna call him Theon. You can call him whatever you want on your time.
I guess I'm marrying Rowan, even though he did the whole thingamajig. Like he did the whole thing. And then I'm gonna have. Oh my God, this is hard. I feel like Lachlan.
He's gonna be a dirty bird.
I was gonna say yeah. So I'll probably pick him for the sexy time. And then Fiona seems so nice. He seems so sweet, which he probably isn't when we get to his book. So I'm like, I don't want to.
I really hope so.
I hope so.
I like the quietest one is the spiciest. That was my biggest pet peeve with King of Pride. I was so excited for Kai's book. And then I was like, yeah, you're a little spicy, but like I wanted more.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Okay. Or who? Okay. I'm going to actually, let me think about this. I'm going to Rowan. He's already found his love. I'm no slow.
Oh, true.
I'm going to.
Valid.
I'm going to Lachlan.
Okay.
I'm going to marry Theon. He's got a stable job. He's just cleaning people up on the side. He's probably a freak, and I cannot wait to find out how. He's got a day job that's like totally cool.
True. I like your choices. I'm going to swap into yours because, like I said, I'm really excited.
Don't take it back, girl. You're solid. You said.
I'm changing it.
You can't. You've already killed us over.
Well, I didn't think of Rowan is already in love. Why would I do that? Be so unrequited.
I guess you see yourself as a Sloan. That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a Sloan? Are you a Sloan or are you a Rue?
There you go. Good question. Or neither. I have a third option.
Would you read Leather and Lark?
I totally would. Would you?
I bought it. I'm invested. I care. I actually really care.
Okay, I'm excited too. And I like that her name's Lark, which is also a bird.
Huh.
That's another bird.
Is Rose a bird?
I don't think so.
So then she can't be the third female.
She can't be the third. Oh, but then what is she doing? What is she? She's just hanging out?
Maybe she's got a different nickname. Maybe she's like
Magpie.
all I can think of is, so my daughter's obsessed with this Halloween guy. It's like Stephen Maggie on YouTube. You find him here on YouTube. And he does like Halloween, or at least the ones that I've watched, because my daughter's obsessed with Halloween. He does like Halloween, but it's called Stephen Maggie, and Maggie is a magpie.
Cute.
She's just like,
That's actually really cute. That's really, really funny. I need to look this up. That's hilarious.
That's all I think of now.
When you hear that, no, that's hilarious. I need to look at it. I also love Halloween, so I need to look that up. That's hilarious.
He's actually like one of those artists, those content creators that aren't like annoying, you know, like the songs.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Given children's music, you know what I mean? Like, am I listening to it in my car? No. That's my car's strictly reserved for the Tortured Poets department in Honolulu.
That's hilarious. Oh, what book, a song from that album would you assign to this book? I'm trying to think of it.
You've asked me such a solid question. I need like time to think about this though. This
Yeah.
is like something that like something I need like notice for. You know what I mean? Like I need to. That's what I'm thinking too. I love you. It's ruining my life.
Yes, and
no, because they're happy together though.
True, but
she says that because remember the question was like, is he destroying her or is he like helping her? She was like, no, you're like
true. You're right. You're right.
And I honestly think, listen. Aside, okay, let's put a pin in that.
Right.
We're gonna sit it over here, okay? and with that, because of that, we never had our almost third act breakup, right? So again, full pin, right here. It's a wholesome book.
It is. It is. I mean, we've read much a darker book.
Yeah.
Than this one. It's a wholesome book. It's a wholesome book. And
I imagine that when I pass through the pearly gates, this one will not be on the roll call. Like, one moment I won't have to justify.
Be like, Can you explain this?
Can you explain God of Wrath to me? Cannot.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is so interesting how books can take us on journeys, because you'd think this would be the darker book with all those trigger warnings, but it was nowhere near. Way less dark.
No, this book had me. I like I said, I binged it. I once again read something mortifying on a plane.
So you're like, I hope people don't look over and read.
Yeah, I'm like Zach in My Dark Desire. Okay, I'm flying economy. I'm out here flying economy. Anybody could see it.
That's so funny. You're like, we're sharing the space. Don't look over at this book, or you'll see something you don't want to see.
I'm not creeping on your stuff. You stay in your lane.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Can you imagine if someone did look over and read the pages of your book, what they would text their friends if they saw the semen ice cream?
They would be like, this chick is unwell. Honestly. like what would make someone reach this out? And the answer is you don't read the trigger warnings. Sometimes it works out good. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, you know what my ultimate DNF, and it's literally only because I should have taken trigger warnings more seriously. And it's did you ever read the Guild series? The Gilded Prisoner?
You told me about it.
It's like, it was good. It's like a good fantasy. It's like a Midas retelling. It's very, very popular. No, that was my limit. Some things happened and I was like, nope.
You're like, I can't do it. You realize I'm done. Okay.
Like these, I would say, are a different kind of trigger warning where they are emotionally impactful in a very different way, at least to me, because they typically reside somewhere in the ballpark of torture.
Yeah, bad things. But this book, none of that. Really, none of that.
No. So Turns out I can take accidental again. Again, no disrespect. If you can do it, you can do it. Good for you. I'm not.
Read what you want to read.
I take ownership of myself as a reader and no one else.
Exactly. Read what you want to read.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you want to like in books. But yes.
But yeah. It's even nice.
No, never. I will never emotionally recover from this. Like this says, I'll never financially recover.
Yeah, that's what I think of too. I'll never emotionally recover from this. It's gonna be me. Oh God. Yeah, all in all, like I said, love this book. Will continue the series. Not will. Sitting on my shelf waiting for me. Liver and Lark.
Same.
Part deux.
Same part trois. Mirror Pua. Mirror Poo. Yes, same. I absolutely love this book. I wanted to read through it all very quickly. I was engrossed. I wanted to know what happens. A few little things. But other than that, I really love this book. So agreed.
A few little things.
And then
little meat and substance I didn't care for.
Little hiccups here and there. But yeah. Overall, I love this book and I totally would recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I knew it was a popular book. I did not expect to like it.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
So you thought you were going to not like it?
Well, I didn't think I was going to not like it so much as I thought I was going to be like, meh.
Okay, it was maybe overhyped.
Yeah, I always get nervous with books that are very, very popular. On that list is Fourth Wing, which we just started.
True.
On that list is Powerless, right? There are a couple very, very, very popular books. And when I approach those, it's like, I don't want to get my hopes up.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I don't want to be unexpectedly hurt. I'd rather be unexpectedly happy.
Okay. Smart. That is smart.
Is it?
No, I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's skepticism. So yes, this is a perfectly hyped book.
I agree.
will say meets hype.
Yes, meets hype. I would agree. And this has been Sippin' on Spice podcast.
Yep. You heard it here first through the grapevine on Sippin' on Spice podcast. If you like what you heard, you can find us on Instagram or TikTok at Sippin' on Spice. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Also, Sippin' on Spice podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow us, do whatever. Let us know you like what we're doing. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.